Yo BC, what's up? Bob here. Welcome to Vinyl Finds on the Bob Bradley YouTube channel. This is number 112. That's right, folks. Number 112. It's been a bit of an audiophile extravaganza around here this week. I got several records in the mail, and we're going to get into them right now. Coming in hot, Eric Dolphy's Outward Bound. This is his first release as a band leader. It is on that New Jazz label. It's 1960. As the title would suggest, they're going out a little bit, but here's the deal. It's not that out. They'll play a little outside, then they'll rein it in. That's pretty much the spirit of this whole thing. So it's not as extreme as like later period Coltrane or Ornette Coleman or something like that. It's relatively straight ahead jazz with some outside playing. Roy Haynes on drums with Dolphy. They're kind of playing off each other. The arrangements are fantastic. Great sounding record. These Analog Productions prestige releases, to me, are some of the nicest reissue records that you can buy. They just feel really good. Mastered by Kevin Gray. Pressing quality is right up there at the top. These are fantastic. I made a video a few weeks back, and I said, make sure you don't get caught slipping. Make sure you get all of these. I kind of jinxed myself. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any more of these. I was just happy to get this one. This is a very expensive record for an original pressing. Probably somewhere between $400 and $800. So I was really happy to get this. It's beautiful. It sounds great. Speaking of Roy Haynes, here you go. Jackie McLean, Destination Out. This is from the Blue Note Classic Vinyl Series. This is one of the true classic Blue Note records. It belongs in the Classic Series. This is a fantastic pressing of the record. Mine is quiet. It's flat. Kevin Gray did an excellent job. Roy Haynes again on drums. Bobby Hutcherson playing excellent stuff on this. Again, it's not really that outside. I mean, there is some exploration outside of the key signature, but they always pull it back in, and they're pretty much playing straight ahead bop music. It's on the very familiar Blue Note label. As you can see, I have maintained the stock inner sleeve because I am currently waiting for inner sleeves to show up in the mail. I've been being more selective about the Classic Series titles this time around. I bought the first 16. Now I'm just pretty much picking the ones that I really want. And I'm really glad I got this. Speaking of Classic Series records, I also picked this up. Art Blakey, The Big Beat. Lee Morgan, Wayne Shorter, right? This is another one that I would consider appropriate to be in the Classic Series. If you don't have this and you're a Lee Morgan fan, you should probably get it. For all intents and purposes, it's a bit of a Lee Morgan record. But that said, these guys really know how to get out of Art Blakey's way and make him shine as the leader. Sometimes when he hits those big snare drum rolls, they just completely shut down the band. It's just him all by himself. Art, he has a very big snare sound, but it's more drum than snares. If you don't know, the snares are these little wires that are kind of mounted to the bottom of the snare drum. They're held on by two very tight straps, if you will. And when you hit the snare drum, those wires resonate against the bottom head of the drum. So you can kind of change how much of that you want to hear with mic placement. Art's snare sound is less sizzle and more meat. You really hear that on this record. Typical mid-60s jazz, obviously kind of big bandy, Shorter, Lee Morgan, absolutely shredding on this. It's a great record. You know, it's a nice one to just put on and vibe out. It's on the Blue Note label. Yep. This is a stereo 47 West 63rd label. Really cool. Nice and clean. Now, this is a confusing one to me for some reason, because I'm not sure if it's part of the classic series or not. Herbie Nichols, Blue Note 5068 Volume 1, and then Volume 2 on the B side. These were 10-inch records originally, and they have pressed them up here on one LP. This is a mono record. Herbie Nichols, The Prophetic. Yeah, this is a pretty cool record. Herbie Nichols, fantastic piano player. Kind of that cat walking across the keys sound. Not as extreme as Monk. He's not quite that eccentric, but it's in the same vein, sort of. This is a pretty lush sounding pressing. A lot of lower, really smooth tones on this. I suspect they did a little bit of EQing on this. Not a whole lot of high end on it, but it's very pleasant to listen to. It's not, you know, you're not going to get a lot of piercing tones on this. Again, Art Blakey on drums, classic Art Blakey sound. This is mostly a trio. Sounds amazing. Cool record. That said, it came with this hype sticker, this long white hype sticker, not the Blue Note Classic Series. So I think this is just a standalone release. I don't know. Maybe it is part of the Classic Series. All I know is it's pretty cool. There are two covers. I will pop it out and show you the other cover. Here it is. Yeah. Pretty cool, right? I like that artwork. Let's get into some serious stuff now. Whew. From the Impulse reissue series. One of the Coltrane records that has been eluding me for years. I might have seen one copy of this that was pretty toasty. So I was super excited to get Coltrane live at the Village Vanguard. That's right. Yeah. Coltrane. Eric Dolphy is on a track on here. The opening track, Spiritual, big long track that they really stretch out on. Elvin Jones and Reggie Workman are just grooving their asses off. And, you know, Coltrane and Dolphy, which I think Dolphy is on the bass clarinet, actually. And Coltrane is actually playing both tenor and soprano sax on it. So it's a really cool track. I really like it. I kind of do prefer side 1 to side 2. Side 2 is, to me, the more outside sounding. It also features Jimmy Garrison on bass. It's his first appearance with the group. This is a great pressing on the record. Sounds amazing. It's on that familiar Impulse label. They have gone up a little bit. I think I paid $38 and some change for this. You know, what are you going to do? That said, you should probably have this in your collection. If you collect Coltrane at all and you don't have this, this is a fantastic pressing. That wasn't the only Coltrane released this month. They also released this. Crescent, right? It's one of my favorite Coltrane records. I love this record a lot. I love all the arrangements on this are fantastic. It's got a very kind of dark and kind of exotic mood to the record. And Coltrane just plays amazing on this. It's a must-have Coltrane title, and I think a lot of people kind of slept on it and just got the Vanguard and didn't get Crescent. Now, sonically, this is a very lush and smooth sounding pressing of this record. I have a really clean original pressing right here. OG first press. Covers look pretty good. This one looks like it's got the brightness turned up on it just a little bit, but overall very, very similar. Center labels, the OG, a lot darker orange color than they chose, but overall very much the same. Sound wise, well, like say on the drum solo on the OG, you can hear those drums ringing quite a bit more. There's quite a bit more of the space involved, more air. I don't know what they did, but they kind of smoothed this one out a little bit, and it is very good sounding. I'm not going to say one is better than the other. I would just say they're very different. You know, it's subjective. It's all about what you want to hear. This one is sufficient for 38 bucks as compared to the few $100s you might pay for an OG. Mine is really clean, and I didn't really need to get this, but you know, my curiosity got the best of me, and I had to buy it. So I don't regret it at all. This sounds incredible to me. So yeah, get that for sure. Let's get into some real heavy audiophile stuff now. Let's bring this baby home. This is currently back in stock over at Acoustic Sounds, and I immediately picked it up. Helen Merrill, right? Now this is on MRC, and it is a very hard to find OG, incredibly expensive, by the way. Why is it expensive? Because it has Clifford Brown on trumpet. This is a beautiful sounding record. If you're hip to albums like Dream with Dean and stuff like that, where the vocal is as big as a house and the band's a bit smaller, this is in that style, you know, jazz vocal record, and it sounds fantastic. This is a true audiophile reference record. Someone comes over to your house, they say, oh, you got a lot of vinyl. Oh, look at your stereo. That's fancy. And you say, yeah, let me put something on for you. This is a good record to put on. This thing sounds great. High quality pressing, beautiful music, outstanding playing, fantastic. It is on this cool looking MRC label. 40 bucks. Can't go wrong. This will get you there for sure. Anyway. Yeah. So, bit of a stack kind of audiophile reissue records. 2022, the jazz releases are off the chain so far. I'm finding some good stuff. I'm out there. I'm in the thick of it. I'm digging in the crates. I'm looking for things. I'm finding some cool things. My shops haven't been really producing much in the way of good used records, so I've been scouring the planet, you know, thrift shops, peddlers, malls, and things. I found some things, and you'll get to see those very soon. But until then, please like, subscribe, tell a friend, leave some comments down below, and until we meet again, that's right, folks. Bob out.
Yeah, light snow shower.